Alrighty, everyone. Hello and welcome to the live stream for January 2026. We have a lot of news. Sorry, I'm tired. We have a lot of news to get to. This is just the intro. I'm making sure that I have the stuff that's necessary for demos. Everything should be good. Today we have our old microphone, old new microphone, I guess. So hopefully everything is good. Make sure that you can hear me. Hopefully everything is working well. And we have some great news. A lot of stuff is happening. I'm really excited. There's some updates that I have, hopefully that I have to share with you all. And yeah, we'll be checking out some of the new features, Lightphone and other companies. We're going to start with the news, and we do have a giveaway. I have a Jelly Star, a Gap Phone 4, and two, what is it? The AGM M11. So I have those three devices, and the only restriction is that you have to be in the United States to participate. So just letting you know, if you're in Canada, I'll still allow it, and then I'll figure a way to send it to you, but we may have to share cost on shipping. Sometimes it's outrageous what they're charging nowadays because of the tariffs. So Canada, United States is what I can offer. Actually, only one of the AGM M11s, I'm reserving one for the Reddit giveaway. So I have three devices that I'll be giving away today, just because I like to give away. I like this system now with the with the live system. You know, I don't have to be dealing with everything in the background and stuff like that. So and there's people that are interested, right? So I know a lot of you are very interested for this kind of stuff. So I like to. I'm going to be hosting giveaways in different platforms from time to time, but you know, it's just one of the things that I enjoy. I enjoy doing here, and I'm going to start doing it a little bit more often here in the in the channel. Let me make sure that I can set this up with the giveaways. There it is. Perfect. And again, all you have to do is be in the United States. So there you go. Give me a second. I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. All right, we should be back now. Sorry about that. I had a coworker call me, and then I just told him I'll call him in about an hour when we're done. Okay, cool. Let's start with the news. I wanted to start with the news on some of the stuff that's happening on the Dumbphone space. I have a lot of tabs that we're gonna go over. And first of all, really excited about this new service from Sunbeam Wireless. So Sunbeam Wireless, we have NumberLink. Sunbeam is one of those companies that listens and provides a lot of feedbacks into the space, and they're listening to what people are saying on the platforms and what are some of the pain points. And for a lot of people, right, they want to use a dumb phone, just a flip phone like this one, and they want to use their flip phone, but sometimes they may need to use a different device, right, on the, let's see, a smartphone. Maybe it is for work, maybe it is for other purposes, and they want to have the same number linked so that you can have your text messages and calls, and allows you to see that across multiple devices. And right now, we don't have really good solutions here in North America. We do have a solution called T-Mobile Digits, but it's kind of wonky. And we also have AT&T Number Share, which is also not that great. So those are the two solutions right now. They're not amazing, but they do work. But essentially, NumberLink, the way that it's going to work is that you're going to be able to use a device, a host, right, for your phone number, and then you can use other devices as secondary. So you have a tablet, you have a computer, you can use another smart device to text back and forth between devices. The only thing is that in order to begin using this feature, you have to have a Sunbeam device, right? Like they developed the service, and of course they're, kind of like, hey, buy one of our devices to start, to subscribe to it, right? And you can use, there's multiple configurations, right? Like there's multiple things that you can do. But this is essentially saying like, hey, you need the same number on 2 devices. Now you can have it with this application. The testing period hasn't begun. You can start kind of like perusing around and looking at how it works. They have clients for pretty much every platform. So Windows, Mac, Linux, iPhone, iPad, and Android. So that is quite nice to see that, hey, you have the ability to use a device and then to have that device also become, or the ability to become useful with other devices, right? So if you just want to text from your desktop, you can do that now with this service. If you just want to have the ability to reply when you're on the go, or maybe you're going on a work trip and you're taking a smartphone with you, now you don't need to worry like, okay, is it going to be my phone number? Do I need to get another phone number, et cetera, et cetera? You have that ability with this service. And I think that's a great advancement for the Dumbphone conversation, because again, a lot of people have different needs. I know a friend literally called me last week and he said like, hey, can you help me find a Dumbphone for myself? And he was like, hey, I have a painting company, I'm working with clients all the time. And right now my solution is to have 2 different numbers, but I wish that I could have the same number so that I can just, kind of go back and forth. And what he's going to be doing is the secondary system right here that they illustrate. So he's going to have his smartphone be a host for his number, but then he can reply and then he can make calls and receive calls from his secondary device, which would be a Sunbeam flip phone. He doesn't want the distraction of the smartphone, but he still wants to have that conversation with his clients over the same number. So he's going to be doing this setup, and I'm really happy that they came up with this service so that he's able to reply easily between these 2 devices. So he's going to have a flip phone with him all the time. He's not going to be distracted. He's going to be doing what he needs to do, but at the same time, he's going to have the same phone number to not be able to be distracted all the time, to be able to reply with clients, and stuff like that. So this is a feature that my personal use case will be a little different, but I'm really excited that it is available. I am going to try to pair up as many multiple devices. I believe they allow up to 6 devices, if I recall correctly, reading here. Yes. So up to 6 devices can be signed into a single account. So I'm going to try to configure like my desktop computers and maybe a different Dumbphone and see if I can download the app to be able to interact with the Sunbeam. So it's like, okay, I have my main phone number over there, but then I'm using it here. So I'm going to be doing some testing once this goes live. I already have the app, I already have the phone, but the service I believe is still not live. So once it's live, I'm going to start testing. I'll start reporting. I'll make a dedicated video for that. But very, very big news, because now you can have the same phone number on your flip phone and on your smartphone from a carrier agnostic standpoint. So this is not working with any carrier in specific. You can have Verizon, you can have AT&T, you can have US Mobile, Mint Mobile, whatever it is, and have that ability to use it. So very exciting things, very happy. Let me make sure that I put it here that we are at 8 minutes so that we can get that good old timestamps for the people that are watching after. And then we started probably about 5 minutes ago or so. So 3 minutes, 03 Sunbeam news. Now we are going into the next bit of news at 9 minutes, which is the Hitphone K1. So I have been in contact with this the person who is essentially in charge of this phone. Apparently the company, the main company, Hit, is not really interested in taking this phone to the next level. Let's just put it that way. I guess that's the easiest way that I can put it. And what they're looking for is updating this device, but also somebody that's interested in developing it further. So what's going on right now is there are, as he says, there are a ton of Hit K1 slider units out there with original and outdated software. So if you have one of these units and you want to update it to the latest software, you can go to this eBay link. I'm going to put it in the chat. And essentially, you're paying for this person to configure the device and to make it and to update it to the newest software. You're essentially paying for shipping here, not necessarily paying for the programming service. Or maybe it's a modest fee. But he is also looking for somebody to take on this project to the next level. So the company that developed it essentially is not interested anymore in making this device better or allowing it to become an even better device, updating it to the latest software or allowing different apps. And he has the contact with the manufacturer in China, right? So there is a manufacturing plant. They have units ready to be developed. And this used to be a kosher device, meaning that you couldn't install anything else on it. But now you could, because you can contact Cell Phone Guy 70 on Reddit. You can also contact me. And I have been having discussions with this person that is dealing with the manufacturer out there. And they need to meet a certain quantity of units, of course. They need to, kind of have a certain amount of money to develop the phone to be able to change a little bit of the software. But we could see a resurgence of a QWERTY keyboard, a slider QWERTY keyboard that is smart. This version doesn't have a touchscreen, but he has shown me that there is a version that can have a touchscreen for this phone. And of course, there's development, there's other things to be done. But I'm, just putting it out there. If you have one of these devices with the Hitphone K1 QWERTY phone and you want the latest software so that it runs better, then go to the eBay link that I put in the chat. I'm going to also put it in the description. Let's see, links for today. And then I'll also put a link for the Sunbeam thing right there. So yeah, you can have that eBay link and you can purchase this package. I sent my unit and I'll be receiving it with the latest software to showcase some of those improvements. But if you're interested, again, from a business perspective, if or somebody that would be interested in investing in a Dumbphone that is essentially made and just needs to kind of be configured software-wise, allows a few extra apps here and there for the United States market, then I recommend that you go chat with Cell Phone Guy 70. I'm actually excited. I've been thinking about it myself, but I don't want to get into the phone business personally. And, it's not something that I'm super interested. It's a business and it takes a lot of time and that kind of stuff. But it's just something that it's important to be able to kind of go over and understand. It's a business opportunity as well for a phone that is already made. I mean, the research and development, all of that has already been done. It's essentially taking it from where it is to where it needs to go. So that's next news. Let's get to the next one. So the Ikko MindOne, I have this device here, and I have been using it back and forth. Actually, it fell. So this is a square phone. Let me do a little demo. And this is at about 14 minutes. Okay, so 14 minutes, we get to Ikko. So the company has started shipping. And I believe today, at some point in time, this company has sent me a shipment. And they will have the new keyboard with it on my door. So maybe even during this live stream. It said between 11:30 and 1:30, so it should be here sometime soon. It does have this mechanism of the camera at the top. It flips. So it's a small smartphone. It's not necessarily a dumb phone. However, it does also have the ability to use a QWERTY case. And I know a lot of people have been looking for that in the space. So let's go to their QWERTY area. Let's see if I can find it right here. So they have a QWERTY case. as you see right there, in different colors. And here's the Ikko device. Of course, it's very small. It's just square. Very nice in the hand. Although I will say that I just noticed, and this was one of my first things that I talked about in the initial review, is that I was worried about this hinge, right? Like, is this going to come loose? Is this a problem? And while the hinge itself has been fine, I can tell you that this part right here on the side has not. There is a little rubber piece right there that, as you see, I'm moving a little bit. So the device comes with a case. It comes with a square case. It's a plastic case. And it's right here, right? So what happens is, if you take it off the wrong way, right here, we're going to put it in. So when you're putting it in, or you're taking it off the wrong way, this part right here will become loose, and it will actually protrude a little bit. So it is a little bit of an issue, in my opinion, for the durability of this device. So if you have received this phone, I do not recommend the case that they themselves put on the package, because once you start bringing it out, let's say you want to bring the phone out of the case, then it will rub on this area, and it will start creating friction, and it will take the camera off eventually, I think, and it will start damaging it. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's something that I was a little concerned in my original first look, and I continue to be concerned now, because again, this portion right here is starting to become a little bit looser than I would like. So hopefully that doesn't affect the hinge performance of this device. But they have begun to ship, so the device is real. It is in the hands of people like myself. I purchased this device, as I do with all of my devices. I was just lucky enough to receive this unit while I was visiting CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. And again, it's a good device. I think it's definitely one of my favorite devices so far, because it's a different form factor. But it's something to keep in mind for this device and its future uses, that this may be a little fragile right here. But they're shipping, and hopefully today I get the next level, which is the QWERTY case. So that is that. Let's continue down the tabs. A new project has surfaced. This surfaced probably at the end of last year. It's called the Fox NX1. Again, it's still a smartphone, but it's a smaller. Here we talk also about alternatives, because you may want a smaller device. So it is a small pocketable device, a competitor to the Jelly Star. I'm gonna lump these two, Ikko plus Fox. There you go. So you have this device. It's small. They are also developing a new version of this device that is a little bit larger, but it has maybe more of the conveniences that people have been looking into. So if you have been looking for a small phone, something that is 4 inches, it's very small, very compact, works in the hand, I recommend you do that. You take a look at the Fox NX1, and Jake from Returning Retro has done a review on this, so you can go check it out. Let's see, Fox NX1 review, and here it is. Jake from Returning Retro, and he talks about the Fox NX1, and he does a hardware tour of what's available. I highly recommend that you go check it out if you're interested in small devices. It's something that, hey, at least some companies are listening and creating this market of smaller devices, and maybe eventually we can get to something like creating better devices out there. Okay, so just an FYI. Also, by the way, make sure that you put your questions in the comments. So if you have any questions about dumb phones, about anything in particular, after we get to the news, we're going to do some Q&A. Meanwhile, we do some demo stuff. Make sure that you put your stuff in there. Cool. All right. Next in the news is a shakeup in the minimal phone company. So as you know, there have been a lot of different things happening with the minimal phone company in the space. This is one of those companies that I think, as I have always said in my streams, all companies in the dumb phone space can benefit from under-promising and over-delivering. And the minimal company is one of those companies where it overpromised and underdelivered in certain instances. It underpromised and overdelivered in other instances. And it seems that they're getting back on track. I would not, at this point, recommend you buy one directly from the company until they sort out all of their shipping and they have a track record. I personally use one of these devices as a work device. So as you know, this is a QWERTY device with e-ink. It's quite unique. There's nothing like it in the market. And I think it's a good device in terms of what it does, but the problem is getting one in your hands because of their shipment issues and all of the kind of runaround that they have given to people again and again and again. So again, I like the concept. E-ink screen, great. QWERTY keyboard, great. They have, pretty open discussions. That's great. But their shipping and their support has been lacking. But there's a shakeup. So the founder, one of the founders, Andre, he is now stepping down from the role as CEO. Let's see if I can expand a little bit of the text. So he's stepping down as Powerful CEO, and the other co-founder is stepping in. His co-founder Armin stepping into the position. I have been following this company on their Discord and checking in to see, like, okay, are they delivering? Are they doing these things? And a lot of people have been getting more delivered devices. This is a small sample, of course, of all of their orders. So I'm happy to see that at the very least. And I recommend that you keep an eye if this is a device that's going to help you in your journey towards digital minimalism. But if it's not, I again advise you to look into the experiences of people, buy secondhand at this point, and maybe once they have fixed some of those things, I'll continue updating. If something happens, if the company goes south or whatever, then I'll continue updating you on that. And hopefully this gets fixed, because I think that they have a product that could be iterated and improved to provide less distraction. Here, I'll bring my unit. And it has worked for me in my perspective, because my screen time it's my work phone and it's non-existent pretty much. I'll be right back. So this is my unit that I use for work, and I use it for very little things, so it's not a lot of things. And here is digital well-being. So here is my screen time for the day. As you see right there is 4 minutes. Yesterday was 9 minutes. The day before I went to the office and it was 55 minutes. And Monday was an hour and 7 minutes. Sunday was a heavy day for me at work, and I used it for 2 hours. So again, is it perfect? No, it's not. And I don't think, again, you need to be very careful. But it's just something that I'm like, hey, it has worked. And I've seen a lot of people that actually commented and said, hey, it has worked for me as well. But dealing with the company has been a pain. I hope that this shakeup, that this new management, like, Andre stepping down from the CEO and now Armin stepping in and hopefully fixing a lot of things when it comes to the e-commerce portion, that this will bring renewed enthusiasm and trust. So we'll see where they go. But again, the device is real. They have been shipping updates. I literally just got an update a few weeks ago that improved the keyboard responsiveness and how it works. So that was good. But again, right now I wouldn't I wouldn't purchase it directly. I would purchase it secondhand, just because you can actually get the device. And once they have fixed some of these things, maybe they'll be able to I'll be able to say, like, without any qualms, like, hey, go and buy one. You know, this is a good device if you need smart apps, etc., etc. I see some questions coming in, and I will be addressing them. So yes, good. I like the questions coming in. Let's do 2 more updates, and then we'll do 3 devices that are coming out this year and that I'm excited about and seeing how it develops. 2 more updates. Keyphone has continued to get updates. Good stuff. The company continues to make it better and improve on the reliability. This is a device that I personally don't recommend you get the QWERTY version, but you get the T9 version. As I have said in the past, this is a good company that's starting to become one of my favorites when it comes to the software that they're developing. They're starting to listen to the community and to develop better things. The problem is their keypad. Their keypad for their QWERTY device is too small. I do not recommend it. It's too cramped. The experience is not great. So I recommend you get the T9, which has more spacing, and it will probably be a better experience. So highly recommend that. Or you get the possible, this version that they're developing. This is their touchscreen version. So this is still a basic device. It's not a big phone. It's probably about the same footprint, but this device right here is a touch-enabled device instead of the QWERTY device. But the QWERTY device, I don't recommend. I recommend the normal, regular, numeric T9 keypad. It's too crammed, but I like that they continue to improve the experience. I have gotten plenty of updates. One thing that I will give them feedback on is that they need to tell me what the updates are about. Currently, they're not doing that. They're just updating things, and I'm not able to see a change log of changes, which it's not great, but it is kind of what it is. Another company that has been providing timely updates is the Wonder Company. They make a flip phone and essentially is very nice. Their website is also very nice. And yeah, I like it. I like how it looks. I like how, how it feels in the hand. Here I have the unit. You open it. The battery life has been outstanding. The battery life when it comes to the optimizations that they have done to be on standby is very, very good. This device is going on its 4th day of battery life, and I'm at 48%. I'm testing it again because, I do periodic testing for the different devices. And 4 days of battery life with small, just basic use, nothing too crazy, is good. I would like to see a better suite of applications or compatibility in the future, but we'll see where they take it. But just wanted to update you that these companies are doing a good job, and that if you purchase a phone, you're going to continually get updates from them. So that is something that I'm happy about. Okay, cool. All right, let's do some questions. Let's do Q&A at 28 minutes. So first Q&A. And by the way, I just got the update that the package from Ikko is coming by 1:30. It says that the courier that's bringing it is about 4 stops away from my location. So there you go. Maybe we'll get to see the case live first before I start my testing period. So 29 minutes, Q&A 1. So if you have any questions, this is the time. All righty. Cool. All right, so let's see. First questions. Let's go back. Wave 3, or Wave, I guess. Just Web 3, Wave, yeah. Are there any Dumbphones that support native apps, like not Java-based, just for the CPU? Would love to code some of my own stuff for one. Good good idea here. As far as I know, the only devices that currently support some sort of native things are the Java phones from Nokia, but those are VXP. Let's see, Google. So VXP apps for Nokia. So there are some devices that allow maybe this is post. No. Yeah, the VXP format is the one that yes, I've been before to this website. And there are some that have been coded for these very devices, for the very simple devices. But the next generation, if you want to start maybe, kind of getting ahead of where the dumbphone space is going and where it's heading, essentially, it's cloud phone. So cloud phone developers, this is the where the new generation of apps is going to be created. And that is easier to create because it's based on HTML standards, right? So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, open web standards for their applications. Right now, we have seen, for example, we have seen scores apps like right here, Wikipedia or weather. And, they explain to you here how to do it, how to get the navigation, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of them are available now in North America. So specifically here in the United States, we have the new AGM M11, which I just did a review on it. I called it a power bank with phone capabilities because that's what it is. It functions as a phone, but it's more of a power bank. And here I talk about cloud apps, and you can see how it works. So the cloud apps have the ability to, here, let me take out the sound and let's just watch the video. And you can start looking and browsing into some of these utilities. So if you want to get ahead on the development of new applications for dumb phones, I highly recommend that you take a look into the Cloud Apps platform from the developer from Cloud Phone, because that's where things are going. The days of VXP or the days of JAR, which is Java applications, are going to be long gone. And this is where we're moving. We're moving towards, for example, here is a podcast application from PodLP, favorite podcasting app. It's coming to Android, by the way. Very good news in that. And you can listen to a podcast on this very, very basic device, which is going to be very good because if we develop actual utilities, it's going to be extremely helpful for a lot of people. So CloudPhone, developer.cloudphone.com. I'll put the link in the chat, and I'll also put the link in the show notes for whenever we're done with the show and to compile all of the links that I have mentioned. So, you can kind of check it out in there. Okay, next question. Let's see it. A comment, it says they have uploaded a video how to properly remove the case. Not ideal, but it's something. I think you're referring to Ikko. Yes, I saw that. Again, not ideal. You should develop a case that doesn't need to have a video to explain how to use the case. This reminds me of, whenever the stuff happened with you're holding it wrong, like, the iPhone 4, you're holding it wrong. Yeah, similar to the Ikko saying like, hey, there's a proper way to remove the case. Like, yeah, Okay. Let's see. Next one. Wave also asks, or Web3, whichever one you want to say it, your username. Is there open hardware or at least open firmware in Dumbphone? Not yet, but I have something on the news in just a second. Actually, I can go over that as we talk about it. I'll go over a little more in depth, or maybe we can just talk about it right now. There is this new project that I'm actually very excited about. It's called the Mecha Comet. It's not a phone per se. It's more of a terminal, a computer. And for the geeks, by the geeks, as it says in here, It's an open platform though, and I'm actually excited about this from a technology perspective because it allows us to start looking into, okay, we have a Linux distribution with up to 8 gigs of RAM and about 128 of storage. You have wireless, you have a display. It's pretty small display, 4 inches, which is good. You have a pretty decent battery, etc., etc. But right now we have 3 extensions, right? You have a keyboard, you have a gamepad, you have GPIO, which I think it allows you to extend into other things. So yeah, how does it work? They have this question, right? Like the thing that you're asking, can I make my own extensions? And the answer is yes, you can. All of our extensions are open hardware and they give you all of their resources. So this is good because, again, you can have modems, SSDs, you can have LoRa, you can have, different things to kind of like an open platform with open software to create whatever it is that you want. The campaign is live on Kickstarter right now. And it's, I don't want to say affordable, but fairly inexpensive, for anybody that wants to tinker with something. So if you want to get the plus version, you pay $189 and then you can do a few extra upgrades. It's probably going to end up costing you about $300. So I really think this is something to keep in mind and something that you can look into because, again, there is another one. There's another device also on Kickstarter that is coming to Kickstarter called the Basic Phone. I'll talk about this in just a second, but that one also is maybe using some of that Linux stuff. So we're starting to see some development in this area. There's also another Linux project called the Sailfish OS. This is a European company, but they're creating the YOLOphone 3, I guess. This is the 3rd version. And they have about 8,000 people already pre-order it or kind of like committed to pre-order. And I'm really excited about that because it's based on Linux. So all of these things that are privacy-based are important because, yes, this one's a smartphone is not necessarily a dumb phone, right? But it starts to create a conversation around these devices that we, some of those people that are looking into more open computing, that are looking into things that are better for our privacy, better for, that are not minding our attention and that are not promoting big tech companies, but instead big tech alternatives. All of these things are important in the fight for digital freedom and in the fight for, a better future, if you will, right? So yes, so I highly recommend that you look into the Mecha Comet platform. I think one of you just made a purchase because this just went up. So I think it's you. Hey, should I get a little bit of a kickback from Mecha? But this is also, the other reason is that this is a trusted company, right? They have made products in the past. They have done things in the past. It's not something that is not new. It's not new. It's not something that they have just done right now. And, they have way more information out here. It's not just any company. But it's somebody with a reputable, it has some reputable cachet in the community, right? So it's something to be happy about. So good. This is good. Okay, more questions. Okay. Let's see. Alt Companion says Lightphone 3 still going strong. Good. Awesome. I'm still using mine as my personal phone. Very excited about that. So very happy. And hopefully, as you say, may the Dumbphone dream never die. Yes, absolutely. Emil says, what do you think of Balance Phone? Good question. I have an interview with the Balance Phone founders in my channel. Here, Balance Phone. Jose. Let's put it here. I believe it's, yes, right here. So there's a video from them about how it works. And here is my interview. It's a audio interview that I did. It's a podcast from my podcast. And they essentially explain how it works. Balance Phone is essentially a smartphone. It's based on a Samsung phone. It's expensive because they use premium hardware. They use a Samsung Galaxy S25. And they say Balance OS is pre-installed and non-reversible. It's not something that you can kind of go around. And they do this by essentially using the, what's it called? The platform, the Samsung platform. What's the Samsung platform called? There is a security component that Samsung provides. I don't remember the name right now, but essentially they use that in order to be able to not allow certain apps on their phones. So they have a curated list of devices. You can change some things like the colors and stuff like that. They say no colors, no noise. Yes, that is with their default thing. But if you add certain applications like a launcher, you can change that. And all essential apps are available. They're continually blocking apps from being available. So they work on a blacklist format, if you will, or non-allowed list. So essentially what they do is they get a flag from the community that says like, hey, this app is distracting, it's infinite feed or whatever, then they block it. The folks at Sleke do the opposite. So Sleek.io, similar concept, is a phone that you can use. There are videos about it. I have made a video. And essentially is a phone that you can use to not have all of these distractions. It's a smartphone. It has a recycled smartphone. It's a Pixel 7. And the way that they do is an allow list. So they have a different system, which is they only put a app on their app store if it goes through their checks, not necessarily if it goes outside of their checks. So it is one of those things that's kind of like, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer a phone that has all things available and you have to discover which ones are harmful? They probably have blocked the most popular harmful ones, but doesn't mean that they have blocked everything. Or you want a phone that only allows things as they review them first. So it's a little bit of a different view. Similar, again, to the Techless phone. Techless is a company here in the United States as well that produces the Wise phone. And the Wise phone is the same thing. It's a smart device that has a restricted operating system and that only allows certain apps. So as you see, you can see there are available apps here. It's a lot. Approved tool drawer apps. It's a lot of them. Some of them, like this one, Dexcom, is like a monitor for glucose. They allow SeaWorld because why not, I guess. But as you see, it's more of like a, hey, we regulate certain things, we allow other things, etc., etc. And I personally think it's a good concept, but I would tell you to go with Sleke or Balance Phone because they are one-time payments, right? So if you get the Balance Phone, you pay a one-time payment. It's a little bit of expensive, yes. It's about $700, right? But you're getting a Samsung Galaxy S25. How much is a Galaxy S25 brand new? Let's see. If you buy it today, it's about $700.19. So it's about the same price. It's actually a little cheaper to get the S25. But, you probably can get it used, right? So, I'm just saying brand new from the company, right? But Galaxy S21, Swappa, let's go to Swappa and see how much you can get it for. If you get it unlocked, you probably can pay $400, right? So there you go. So you're paying for somebody to customize your device, to use it, to restrict it. I think is a good idea again, but you should pay only a one-time fee. Don't pay a subscription. Same thing with Sleke. Sleke is a one-time fee. It's not a subscription. So I like what they're doing as well. So, yeah. All right. Knox, thank you. Thank you. Keeping it real. Knox security system. That's what Samsung uses. All right. Let's do 2 more questions and then we'll do the giveaway and then we'll come back to more questions. Okay. Next question is from Peace. Have you ever tried the Dove R77 Pro? Dumbdroid is selling them with their software directly here, no customs. I just recently tried Dumbdroid, which is their system. You can watch my review, Dumbdroid, Jose, right there. Dumbdroid revived the Xiaomi F21. I reviewed it on the F21, which again is different than the Dove R77 Pro, but that's okay. It's the same system, it's the same software, and I trust the company because they have been showing their faces. Here is their channel. They have been doing updates. They have been, literally upgrading things. They have a Discord server where you can talk to the founder, and I think they deserve a lot of credit. Number one, creating a system that is based on LineageOS, that is supported by a community, is very good. They created a niche market, and they are supporting this in the EU. So this is mainly for the EU customers that if you're watching. It's very inexpensive. £100 for the Dove R77 Pro. You probably can get this device for, I don't know, 80 on AliExpress and do it yourself. But I recommend that you get it with them because number one, you are supporting a company, supporting the development, but also you get maybe a little bit of a more warranty, right? If something goes wrong. I personally would say it's better to do it on the Xiaomi F22 or the F21, just because those devices have proven to be better hardware in the past, at the very least. They have proven to be better hardware, but it's kind of up to you. So, it's kind of like up to you. I had a knock on the door. Let me go real quick and I'll be right back. Let me move this. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm moving this. There you go. I'll be right back. See if we got our package. Be right back. All right, good news, good news that the package came, but I don't know if the start live. Let's see where. Good news that the package came, but I don't know if the case is here. So this may only be the device that they send me for another device. That will be a bummer. This box is too small for it to be the device plus the case. I don't think they have begun shipping the cases, so I will be very surprised if it's inside here. But we may be giving away this device soon. By the time that I do my full review, I'll be doing a giveaway of this device. Either way, because I'm not keeping the Ikko. It's not a device that I'm super interested in. At least I'm not keeping 2 units. I'll be keeping 1 unit just because I like the QWERTY form factor. Let's see. Yes, they only included supporter card. They only included the box. No QWERTY keyboard as far as I can see. Sad day. I'm sorry. Let's see. Maybe behind. Nope. Only the box. That's okay. Here is an Ikko box. I already have an Ikko box. But unfortunately, no QWERTY case. This I did not get the first time. So we'll see what happens with this one. All right. I think, yeah. But I'll be giving away one of these devices. Probably the one that just came. Oh, it's a nice touch. It's a nice MindOne first supporters, kind of like plaque, if you will. Okay, well, no luck today. We'll be waiting for the QWERTY case a little bit later on in the year. Okay, so yes, go get the Dove R77. I think is good, but if you want to do it better, go get a Xiaomi F21, Xiaomi F22, and do it that way. And then last question for now, and then continue putting them there. We'll get to all of them. Let's do, would you still recommend the TCL Flip 2 in 2026? I saw that you rated it 5 stars on your website. Yes, I do. It's an excellent device. I really, really like it. It's one of those devices that, again, it does extremely well. It sustains the test of time. We can look it up on the Dumbphone Finder. So here we have the Dumbphone Finder, and he mentioned 5 stars. So let's filter by 5 stars. You can do the same thing. These are the phones that I recommend. My top recommendations, essentially. And here's the LG2 Classic. This is the Sunbeam. This is the TCL Flip 2. If you can find it for 89, I don't think you can do that anymore. It's probably going to be a little bit more expensive on Amazon. Oh, 69. Oh, there it is. 69.99. Perfect. Yeah. So even cheaper than the 89. Yes, you know, maybe unlocked is more, right? I think that one was locked to TrackPhone, but it's an excellent device. It does really well. It's very fluid, very nice to use. There are other better devices, but if you get it under $100, this is probably the best device under $100. So just FYI. Okay. If you've been here for the giveaway, it's our time for the giveaway. So it's time to enter. And again, the only requirement, just because of shipping and stuff like that, is that you have an address for the United States. So just that. Okay. First on the giveaway. I think these are like the highest odds for giveaways that I ever have, because every time that I do a giveaway, it's like probably around 300 people. So this is what, 30, 40 people. I mean, and not everybody that's watching has a USA address. The first one in the docket was actually a gift from one of you. So one of you contacted me and said like, hey, Jose, you know, I have these devices. I'd like to give them back to the community. Can you do the giveaway? And I was like, absolutely, 100%. I will facilitate the giveaway. No issues whatsoever. This is a Jelly Star. So it is a black version, I think. Let me check. Here. I'm just opening to make sure that you can see it. Yes, it's blue. Blue? Is it blue or black? I think it's a black version. So Jelly Star, if you're interested in a very mini smartphone that so far has been okay. I have heard rumors of updates to this device, but nothing in particular. Jelly Star, everyone, timer, duration, 3 minutes. You'll have 3 minutes to enter for the price. And you enter by commenting on the live stream. You enter by commenting on the live stream raffle, or what is it? Exclamation point raffle. So that's how you do it. Be ready, because it's going to come at you and you'll only have 3 minutes. All right, let's do it. Again, the only requirement is a USA address. Oh, what happened? Something happened. It's not working. Complete. There you go. Now we can do it. All right, Jelly Star. There you go. Go for it. You have 3 minutes. And again, as a reminder, this is a Jelly Star. If you're in the United States or if you're in Canada, you can enter this giveaway, and I will figure it away for the Canadians. We'll figure it away. If it's not too expensive, then you don't have to split any costs with me. And if it is, then we'll share costs. I think it's active. Yes, perfect. It is active. There you go. People are entering. Let me make sure that everything is correct. Yes. And last time, one of you won I think it was Keeping It Real. Didn't you win one of them? How did that go? You know, sometimes some devices work. Question that is relevant to this giveaway, I guess. Do you still recommend the Jelly Star? I do. I think it's a good device. I mean, I think I rated it 4 stars on my... Right here. Let's see it. Is it still the 4-star level? Should be. Yep, there it is. It's 4 stars. Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's still pretty a good device. I think it reduces your kind of like, you know, like the impulse of using it. I have a friend actually that decided to kind of like use it, and yeah, you know, she says she loves it. She's like, yeah, I cannot be distracted with this thing. It's like comically small. And she loves that, you know, so I think it's great. And yeah, so I think it's a good thing. I have heard rumors. I think it was on Reddit. Jelly Star Android 16 Reddit. Aha, here it is. Yeah, it was just literally a few hours ago. That Unihertz announced its plan Android 16 upgrades for Titan 2 and Jelly Star. And yes, again, they have decided to upgrade it. So in February is the Titan 2. In April is the Jelly Star for Android 16. So I even recommend it even further now with support from the company. Unihertz has been one of those companies that has not had real competition in this small space phone world. But now they're feeling the pressure, like with the Blue Fox NX1, with like companies starting to wake up to this, like, oh, okay, you know, and it is something that I'm really excited about. So again, it's something I recommend, and with this upgrade, I hope it comes through. We'll see by April if it comes through. I will be doing a update of how it works if it does, you know, because I think it's important to keep you updated. But yeah, so yeah. Okay, cool. The giveaway is about to, it's over. And now we're going to pick a winner. And the winner is Jabberboxes here. Drew MCG33. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a call. Not important. Drew MCG33, please send me an email to the dumbphoneshows@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat. And screenshot that it is you. Maybe you can comment like, hey, look, this is, you know, my email, dumbphoneshow@gmail.com. So please send me an email to the dumbphoneshow@gmail.com with your address and a screenshot. You know, it should be highlighted that you won right there. It says Drew MCG33 has won a Jelly Star giveaway. And you will be getting this one there. So congratulations. You know, I hope it helps you in your digital minimalism journey. I know sometimes these devices are not as cheap as they should be. And this is my way of giving back to the community by allowing people to win devices live. I want it to be a good, something that can inspire you to minimize your usage in the world and to create new experiences out there. So hopefully this Unihertz device helps you in that. So I'll be sending this to you in the mail. Make sure to send me an email, please, to the Dumbphone Show, thedumbphoneshow@gmail.com. Okay, next giveaway is a brand new AGM M1. As you see, packaging is still intact. AGM this is a good phone in my opinion. Well, I'm sorry, it's a good power bank. The AGM M11, sorry, not M9. The AGM M11 is essentially a rugged power bank with phone capabilities. If you've been interested to see how cloud apps work and maybe you want to develop it or you want to check it out, I'll be opening the giveaway in just 1 second. I think it's exciting. It's actually cool to see some of this kind of stuff. It's waterproof, IP68, FM radio. You can also use this device just as an FM radio. I will actually say that this is probably, I would say, is a power bank FM radio that has phone capabilities, not necessarily a phone that also has all of these capabilities, because it can last forever. So highly recommend that you get that. Okay, I'm going to open it up for the AGM M11. I'm going to complete. Let me delete this. Okay. AGM M11 for 3 minutes. Confirm. Oh, sorry. Custom. AGM M11, 4 minutes. 3 minutes. Sorry. 3 minutes. AGM M11 giveaway. All right, there you go. And I'm going to start it in just a second. Again, could I send to you if we cover the costs? The last time, you know what? I'll do 2 giveaways for this one because I can contact AGM and get a device shipped to you in the EU. So both EU and US can enter this giveaway. If a person from the EU wins, I'll make sure to send you a EU version because it's cheap enough. It's less than $100. You know, again, it's just my way to give back. If it's from somebody from the United States, you will get this one. If a EU person wins, then we'll do this one again for the Americans. Sounds good? Let's do it. Why not? You know, but okay, let me just give you an insight. The last time that I sent a phone to the European Union, it cost me $150. The phone itself was $150. So I was very, very thankful when the person got it. But it was comical. I'm like, this is so expensive. This device should not cost me $150 to ship. It was the whole situation with the tariffs and stuff like that. It's just very, very stupid. And when it used to cost maybe like $50, you know, to send anything, now it costs outrageous amount. So anyone can enter this giveaway. And if it's an EU person, we'll do it again so that another person wins this one in the United States. And if a US person wins, we'll do it twice. Why not? You know what? It's not big deal. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do 2. Why not? Okay. Everybody enter. Let me edit something. We're gonna pick 2 winners. Okay, no. Okay, we're gonna have to do it twice. Okay. So we'll have to do it twice. Once for the okay. Let's do the Americans first and let's do only EU. I think that will work better. So this first one is only for Americans so that I can get rid of this one and I know which one it goes to. And then we'll do an EU one for those of you in the EU or, you know, kind of like other parts of like Europe, you know, that kind of stuff because AGM is a EU company that can send it that way. We'll do that. Okay. And we started in now, Americans only, by the way, right now. Exclamation point raffle, Americans only, please. And Drew, you already won, so you do not get to enter this one again. So Drew, you are kind of disqualified from this one. So, you know, just FYI. So exclamation raffle, if you want to enter. Drew, if you win, you are disqualified. Just FYI, we pick another person. So please try not to enter. That way you give an opportunity to other people to win. You already got lucky today, so you know that's a good thing. And then we'll do the EU one only in just a second. So cool. Make sure to send me that email, by the way, if you win. I cannot send you. Oh, exclamation raffle. It's how you enter the giveaway, and you have 1 minute and 53 seconds to enter. So make sure to enter. if you want to win. Exclamation point raffle, not just raffle. Ethereal life. Yeah, so I like the AGM M11. I think it's a very practical device if you just want calls and text. But I hope that in the future we can just see some movement in the development for, we can see movement in the development for some of this stuff and the ideas, you know, kind of like the ideas of more utilities apps into the cloud phone store instead of, like, you know, some of the unfortunate garbage that we have currently. Again, USA only right now, and then we do EU specific after the USA one. Just FYI. If for some reason you entered because you were just typing and you saw everybody typing and you're in the EU, then we'll disqualify you from this one and then we'll enter you. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I don't know. We'll do it twice and then we'll figure it out who wins. 2FAs available for AGM M11. Not yet that I know. I believe somebody was working on that though. So, yeah. But again, it's great. It's a great device. I really hear they have rest of the world version and they have the US T-Mobile version here in the United States. The third phone being raffled is going to be the Gab Phone 4. Is just a device that Joel, it's okay if you're right now is US only. Yeah, so we'll figure it out. All right, let's do it. Let's pick a winner. All right, pick winner. PokeGo 2560. You have won. I hope you're PokeGo. Just to confirm, if you're in the US, if you can please type in there if you're in the US. And hopefully he is or she is. PokeGo 2560. You need to send me an email to the dumbphoneshow@gmail.com. Just FYI. At gmail.com. Perfect. PokeGo is in the US, so now we're going to do the EU only giveaway. Please send me an email with a screenshot of even that comment. Yes, I am in the US, you know, with your thing highlighted on the Streamlabs thing. And that way you can win. So there you go. Okay, EU only, please. EU only. Let's complete this giveaway. PokeGo 1. Good stuff. Okay, AGM M11 EU. EU only. 3 minutes. And go. EU people, this is your time. This is your time to enter. European Union only, or UK. Technically, UK not in the European Union anymore. So if you are in the US, in the EU or the UK, not in America, you get to enter this one. So there should be less entries and definitely more chances in this time. So you have 2 minutes to enter, and hopefully you win. So there you go. Yeah, I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out details. In this case, what you'll have to do is send me your address, send me that kind of stuff. Yes. UK still qualifies. Technically, just not USA. Not the USA, because I'm not sending one of these when the company itself, even Amazon, can send you one of those. So there you go. Yeah, we already did the US one. We'll do a US one again in just a second. So yeah. So make sure that you enter. You only have about 1:45. So if you're in the, it's 1 out of 9. These are great odds, So hey, that's awesome, right? I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And hopefully this helps you. I think it's a helpful phone. It has a lot of the charging, you know, a lot of that stuff. It has a massive battery, you know, and I think it's going to be useful. But I think of it more of like a weekend phone, you know, something that you take to a camping trip that you don't mind, like if it gets banged up and whatnot. Would it be your main phone? If you only make calls and texts, yeah, probably, yeah, but it may be a little, you know, yeah. So, okay, cool. Let's see. Let's see it. 56 seconds. 1 out of 10. All right. 1/10. 10% chances. What great odds, you know? I mean, that's great odds right there. Yeah. So we'll go back to the USA with one more with the Gap phone. So yes. And again, please, winners, do not forget to send me an email to the dumbphoneshow@gmail.com. So just make sure that you send it to me, because if you don't send it to me, then, well, I cannot ship you the phone. And then next month, I'm going to be like, oh, that person didn't ship it. Then we're back again to, raffling this device. Question that is relevant. Jose, have you been to the UK? No, I have not been to the UK. Not yet. This year, I will be visiting Asia and maybe Europe again. All right, we're going to pick a winner. 1 out of 10, 10% chances. And the winner is Peace Q6Q. All right, there you go. Again, all of this is random. I don't have a problem. I don't have a way to do it. It's all random. It's picked by the thing. But 10% odds, that doesn't get better than that. You know, I'm going to start figuring out which devices are cheap enough, and I'm going to try to collaborate with brands to send some to the EU. I want to give back to EU people as well. So anyways, excited, happy. That's awesome. Peace Q6Q. Make sure to send me your details to the dumbphoneshow@gmail.com with a screenshot that you won, that this is you, you know, so that you can get that right there. So the dumbphoneshow@gmail.com. Yeah, cool. Last device. This is it's a restricted smartphone, but it is for children. It's the Gab Phone 4. So this device is aimed at children, you know, best phone for kids. That's what it says. And you will get the device, but unfortunately, it's limited if you do not purchase some of their extra stuff. Let's put it that way. They give you some of the safe stuff to use. You're able to use the device, you know, and that kind of stuff. It's good as a first phone. If you have children, I highly recommend that you enter for this giveaway. This device only works in the United States. So if you are in the European Union or the UK or any other part of the world, please do not enter. Because it won't work either way, right? Their service only works. So you'll get the device, it's sealed, it's brand new, and then you'll contact the company to be like, hey, I want this device. Can I get a cellular plan for this device? Yada, yada, yada. Okay. All right. Let's set up the giveaway. This is the last one for today. Yes, Gab Phone 4 USA. Confirm and go. Raffle or exclamation point raffle. This is the last one. If you have a child, or if you know you've been looking for a device that is restricted and only has these things, go for it. Remember, and if you don't want it, I mean, that's okay. You don't have to enter it. You're not required to enter. This is just what I have available. I will have eventually this Ikko MindOne Pro. Eventually, I will give it away. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, if this interests you, you know, make sure to use it. Mainly for kids. It has no internet browser. That's why some of the digital minimalists have used it in the past. And it comes with certain apps, not every app, but it does come with some. So, you know, it's just something, if you're interested in it, that's good. And if not, that's okay. You know, like you don't have to be interested in every device that we give away here. I did a soft review of this, like kind of like I mentioned in the past, and I think it has its place in the conversation for digital minimalism, and especially for kids. I think kids need some of this stuff. Yeah. So there you go. There are other questions that we haven't addressed, and I will look back into them after this, because I think those are good questions. So we'll get to that. And yeah, I'm excited about that. Another device that is coming soon is the side phone. They have started to look into they have their units now en route to the United States, to Texas, where they're going to start distributing some of this stuff. I think on their Reddit there was, yes, right here. There was a palette of right there. Boom. So side phone, package, and awaiting import. So, you know, they now have their FCC certification, and these are real devices, as you see right there. They're coming to the United States, and that's a device I'll be taking a look into it very soon. So, you know, okay. So 25 seconds to enter the Gap phone. Again, if you're interested, you know, mainly for kids, but you can use it as a digital minimalist device. You know, you check it out, figure it out if it's for you or not. That's okay. And then they have their next version, which is the Gap Phone 4 Pro, which has more apps, but this is the one that we're giving is the regular Gap Phone 4, not the Pro. Just FYI. Maybe you can ask them like, hey, can I, once you get the device, can I don't know, you know, use this. Cool. Okay. All right. We'll get to questions in just a second. We'll finish the raffle. And the winner, 1 out of 11, that is 9.11% chance, I believe, if I'm doing my math right. Or 9.09% chance, something like that. Is Nicole Nuke. Nicole Nuke. That feels like a, what's it called? It feels like a Dutch last name. But congratulations, you have won. Make sure to send me a email to the dumbphoneshow@gmail.com. Yes, that's what I say. That is a Dutch name, right? Like, you know, I was like, it has to be. And you know, again, send it my way. Send me an email with a screenshot. That is you. And new coop, maybe. I mean, I know it's new. No coop. I don't know. We'll see how to pronounce it. We'll go over a few of the questions, so make sure to put them right there. We'll do Q&A too right now at about 1:18. So let me just update the. Wow, that giveaway took a little while. 1:18 is the Q&A 2. I actually need to figure out when the other one ended. Probably around 45 minutes, right? This took about half an hour because we were chatting or whatever. Giveaway. I'll put it around 50, just to be safe for the timestamps. All right, cool. All right, questions. Let's go back. All right. Oh, I'm getting a few things they're not showing. Okay, let me go back to this one then. Okay, so it says, first question, is there any disadvantage of buying secondhand dumb phones? And if I miss your question, make sure to put it down. I'll try to go as many as I can. And if I don't get to it, I mean, something happened. I think there's only a limit for the live stream. I don't know. I don't think there's a major disadvantage of buying secondhand dumb phones as long as they have been properly, wiped, so factory reset, you know. So that's something to keep in mind. Of course, warranty issues, that may be a different thing, you know. That's something that it's important. Yeah, so yeah. I don't think there's a big disadvantage to buying secondhand dumb phones. I think it's mainly like, okay, who you're buying it from? Did they reset it the proper ways? And does it have any cosmetic damage? Do you have any warranty on it? And of course, the price. So yeah. Next one is, I love the Xiaomi F21 Pro. They don't sell it with the software. I wish. Oh, the Dumbdroid. Yeah, but they do give you a guide. It's fairly simple to use, so I recommend that you follow their guide. Cwick878 says, have you heard of Shift or Scape? I have. I believe it's a one-time payment of, here, let me go. Shift is an iPhone locker. Shift iPhone lock. Software blocker. Let's see if that comes up. There it is. Freedom as a service. Stop doom scrolling in one click. Shifted. You get to not include any of the, you know, bad apps, essentially. So I can't scroll. Okay, so their website doesn't sell me anything. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. Maybe this one. Shift your phone. Nope, I cannot scroll. Okay, they have a bug on their website. But essentially, they have a lifetime license of this. It's on iPhone, I believe. This is different. And essentially, it is a company that blocks all of the distractions. But as you see, I cannot scroll. So I'm trying my mouse. I'm trying the thing. Oh, okay, good. The tab helped us because their navigation doesn't scroll. So it's $99, clearly right here, for the lifetime license for Shift, and they allow you to pay that. While I think it may be a good thing to a degree. Number one, they need to improve their website, but I think you can do this for free. And the way to do it is to use Apple Configurator. So there's a guide, but this other guy called Jose, he is not affiliated with me. Apple Configurator 2, Jose, Australia. He's from Australia. This guy, he made this video, the best way to turn your iPhone into a dumb phone. And he explains to you what Apple Configurator is. Apple Configurator 2 is a tool that you can use to restrict your iPhone for free, as long as you have the proper devices to do it. And you can only use certain applications with it. There's also another tutorial here, Apple Configurator 2 tutorials. You can look into it, and it's free. So yes, you can pay $99 for this Shift website thing, but I don't recommend it because you can do it for free. So I really think that, yeah. So I recommend that you do that. So just FYI. Okay. I saw a question about RCS before. I read it. So somebody asked if the RCS issue will be fixed. Yes, there are different ways of fixing it. And if by fixing it, do you mean that it's going to come to every dumb phone? Probably not. But if you go to this page, I'm going to put it in the chat as well. So, Emil already talked about Balance Phone before. Remember, we talked about Sleke and Balance Phone. So if you go to this page right here, the Sleke IO/messaging setup, the good folks at Sleke have put up an amazing resource, which is an SMS setup and troubleshooting guide for switching from Android iOS to de-Googled minimal and feature phones. So yes, complete all steps in part 1. They go over like what to do, if you have moved your SIN, if you have not moved your SIN, etc., etc. Modern phones, they kind of explain how it works, SMS, iMessage, RCS, etc., etc. And they give you like a guide step by step on how to make sure that you are able to use your newfound phone that may not have RCS. And again, they have plenty of steps and things that you can do to troubleshoot your current situation. So I recommend that you check it out, because it's going to be helpful for your transition of the smartphone to a feature phone. It's going to make it way easier. So yeah, okay. Next question. Let's keep going. We did a lot of raffling. Do I still recommend Jelly Star? Yes, I do. I think it's still a good phone. The small screen, again, it's comically small. Do I still recommend the F21 Pro with Dumbdroid? I do. With the old software, I don't. Let's see, continue. Ana Maria says, I've been eager to see two phones side by side, the Jelly Star and the Nokia 5800. What's the Nokia 5800? Oh, this. Ana Maria, so one thing is that this device may not work in your country. I don't know if, I don't know where you're joining in from, but this device does not work in a lot of countries nowadays because it doesn't have the proper support with VoLTE or the bands. So if you have been considering this device, I'm sorry, but it's probably not the best, even if you live in a country that still has 2G, most likely is going to be removed soon. So don't necessarily recommend you to get that. So I will go with the Jelly Star just because of compatibility. So yeah. Okay, next question. Raffle stuff. Two FAs available for AGM, not yet, but somebody's working on it. And then mobile banking, not yet either. I mean, you can access it via the WAP version, but I don't think it's going to happen. Keeping it real, can I trade the F1 Eagle for a Chin F22? I don't have, besides my unit, I don't have any extra units for Chin F21. Sorry, keeping it real. I'm trying to keep it real with you too. If I did have another unit, I will send it, but I don't. So, and I use this for kind of testing, cycling purposes. I only keep a handful of devices, honestly. Devices from companies that I have seen a commitment to updating their devices. I keep them so I can make further videos and give you a more like, okay, after a year, they continue to update. After, so on and so forth. More questions. Does the AGM-M1 run KaiOS? No, it runs RTOS, which is a very basic version of an operating system based on something that Microsoft developed a few years ago. Mana, a personal question, says, how has your day been? Oh, pretty good so far. I actually did an interview earlier today for a podcast. The Give a Damn podcast, something like that. It's just something, but yeah, I'm excited about that one. It was pretty fun to talk about, those things. Let's continue. More questions. Did you see that the Jelly Star might get Android 16? Yes, I saw that. We went over that. I'm excited about that. It's quite interesting. We'll see if that comes to fruition. I think Unihertz is feeling the pressure from other manufacturers, and that's what competition does. It creates a lot of, that feeling of like, oh my gosh, like the market is slipping away from us. We need to update it. We need to keep our customers happy, which is a good thing. Ali Dizi, Ali says, was just going to ask about SitePhone. Will it be available for the UK market? Not yet, but it will be in the future. I've already talked with Chris. He's one of the founders, and he said that he's trying to bring it to more areas. He's just starting slow because he wants to do it right. And I appreciate that, honestly. because a lot of companies try to expand too quickly and they don't have a hold of their main audience or their core audience. So I recommend that you stay tuned. But yes, I'm excited about the ability, or what's coming in soon, for the side phone. So it will eventually come to the UK. It does have the bands for the UK and for the European Union. It will be a little bit more limited because they prioritize some bands here in the United States as well. But it's mainly GSM compatible, and it should work out there in the EU. But they want to start slow. They want to do the right thing. So yeah. Sote says, Jose, I just joined the stream. I have a iPhone 2. The most frustrating thing is when it rings, when it's on silent, and it's silent when it rings. Plus sometimes calls and texts don't work or don't come through. That may be an RCS issue, by the way. Go to the guide. Highly recommend that you check a guide. And what would be the best flip phone to get instead? Good question. Let's go to the Dumbphone Finder. So, in general, if you're getting a flip phone that is super reliable and super great, let's go to the 5 stars right here. I will recommend this line right here. The Kyocera Dura XA Equip, or the Dura XV Extreme if you're on Verizon. Those are very time-tested devices that have worked and continue to work, and they're reliable for the basics. I love what they're doing, and I also love the development that the community has around them. Another flip phone that is top quality, again, a little bit expensive. It's hard to find sometimes. LG Classic Flip, very, very good. Or LG Classic is a very, very good device. TCL Flip, as we saw, if you buy it locked, is about $69. And if you buy it unlocked, maybe $49 renewed. So, but this one doesn't look like. No. Do not get this. This is the Go Flip. Do not get the TCL Go Flip. Get the Flip. The Flip regular. I do not see it. Right here. But that one's locked. I need it unlocked. TCL Flip 2. Okay, let's look it up on the regular Google. Sometimes Mint Mobile has them. Is Google down? Okay. Let's go to Bing then. Who uses Bing? Well, when Google is down, that's what happens. Buy. TCL Flip 2 unlocked. There it is. $55 price when purchased online, out of stock. Of course, Walmart. Come on, guys. Don't show me something that's out of stock. Okay, let's go back. Let's try to find it. It used to be $20, guys. It was such a bargain. It's hard to find at that cost nowadays. $990. What the heck? What is going on here? Maybe on eBay? Yeah, maybe. There you go. A new TCL Flip 2. $49. Okay. Maybe you can find one unlocked on eBay. Oh, there it is. An unlocked one on eBay. There you go. Visit the site. Unlocked. The actual version. Yes. This is very basic, but it works. It's extremely reliable. You spend $65. It is a used unit, not brand new, but it's used. But it works. So find the TCL Flip 2. And $65. Yeah, go find one. LG Classic, also very, very good. Highly recommend. And if you want to spend a little bit more, the Sunbeam phones are pretty reliable as well. I would get the Horizon. No need to get the F1 Pro, in my personal opinion. Okay, cool. This also has been a good experience, the Wonder Phone, but it's quite expensive. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, I don't recommend it. So yeah. So those are some of the things that I recommend. Okay. Let's go back to here, the Finder. All right. Okay. Let's continue. More questions. Jeff, what phone do you use on daily? I use the Phone 3. And actually, let me give you an update on some of the things that came with the Phone 3. Let me show you guys a feature. Call it a feature. I mean, I think it is. So, recently, they did this thing. Let's put it here. There you go. So the Phone now allows you to take a look into the map without having to enter the address. This is a major improvement in my opinion. And you can go as continue and yeah, there you go. That's our Earth, our little globe. You can explore the map as much as you can and as much as you want. So this feature is nice because you don't have to put your address or where you're going in order to see the map, and you can just start exploring different areas. And yeah, I mean, right there, it's quite cool when somebody found this a feature or like, kind of like a thing that you can just zoom out to do that. They also added doing Phone updates as I'm saying which phone I use, well, because this is the phone I use. They also have added something that I appreciate, which is the account and info. I think preferences. Yes, on preferences, they added data preferences. So now you can have mobile data turned off or a data saver mode, which is helpful for those of us who have limited data plans. And I think my camera just went off. Great. Sorry about that. I think it died. It's been an hour and a half, so... but yes, it does now have a mode that allows you to use the data less. And they did a few extra things. Let's actually go to the Phone updates. Changelog. So they added this, kind of thing that you can look on the maps. They added a silent tone for text messages. Mobile data toggle, and they also fixed a lot of things. So it's quite exciting to see, how this is working. And I'm actually happy to see that they're continuing their development and continue to make the device better and better. I feel a little sad because, I mean, as Sote mentioned, they have kind of stopped a little bit of the development on the Phone 2. And I hope that they're able to fix some of these little things that they have had issues in the past with the Phone 2. So Jeff, I use the Phone 3 as my primary device. I got it when it was very inexpensive to buy. Right now it's quite expensive to buy, and I personally do not recommend it to a lot of people unless they are really willing to do a lifestyle change, a complete lifestyle change, and to think of it as a long-term change, because it's quite expensive, and like, I mean, look, I think it's a great device. And the company is really behind the device, but it's expensive, and not everybody has the money. I mean, $699 is not money to kind of play with, in my opinion. You have to think about it as a very, very long-term investment. I mean, the only reason why I keep the Phone is because the company is behind it, but also because I got this plan that is extremely cheap for my Dumbphone. I got it from US Mobile, and they have this plan that cost me less than this, actually. I got it when it was cheaper than this. So this one is $8 a month, $96 a year. And you can get this plan, which is literally says for the digital minimalist, right? I pay $6 a month, yearly. So I pay annually. I pay a one-time payment, which is like about $72. 6 times 12, 72. Yeah. So I pay $72 and I get unlimited talk and text, and I get about a gig of data. And then it slows down, and then that's it. And I love it. And honestly, the reason why I do that is because, let's say I had a smartphone, my plan would probably be at least, let's say the monthly here, $25 a month. So I'm saving about $20 a month, roughly, $20 a month. So I pay this, let's say I pay $699. I'm committing to a lifestyle change, right? Like, hey, I'm buying this device for a long, long time, and I'm going to save money on impulse buying. I'm going to save money on, I don't know, like let it be my phone plan. I'm going to save money on all of these different things. You have to look at it from that perspective. Otherwise, it's not worth it. And there are other devices that probably are better suited for that, for that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I personally like the device. I think it's a premium experience, and the company is at least behind it. And that's why I continue promoting it and talking about it. But it's not for everybody. Let's be clear here. It's not for everybody, and it's not what I recommend for the first person. For the first person, I recommend, hey, just get a device, try it out for the weekend, and kind of like do some of that. So there you go. Okay. Next question. Clicks Communicator. Oh yes, that's kind of part of the news. So I did a pre-order. I got to see this device live. In person. I got to hold it. It's a QWERTY keyboard device with a square screen, and I'm actually very excited about what they're developing. I think this device is going to have a bright future, especially as a work device or something like that. I think it's something that can definitely take off. And I mean, for me, it's going to be my work device because I don't necessarily need a primary device. My primary device is my light phone. But whenever I go to work, whenever I go to the office, I have to bring a device because we have 2FA and we have all of these whatever things. So for now, I use the minimal phone as my work phone. As you saw, use is funny. I mean, I don't use it. It's what, 4 or 5 minutes an hour sometimes. Yeah. Anyways, but yes, the Clicks Communicator is going to be an interesting device to keep tabs on. Yeah. And the company has decided that they're going to do a very, very long time of support. And that's something that I really like. So very important. Okay. More questions. Are you going to do a Clicks Communicator review? Yes, I will. I will in the future. Yes. Let's see. Peace. Is the Dove hardware as nice as the Quinn? No, it's not. I can tell you that just from looking at it. The hardware on the chin is better. That is for sure. I can tell you that for sure. With like just looking at it. Alternative OS for Cat S22. Yes, there are some projects. Boom, boom. Yes, here it is. I'm going to put the link in the comments. So somebody did a LineageOS for the Cat S22, and you should be aware of that. So I'll be putting that in the, right there. So make sure to get this thread and look into what works, what doesn't. But it does have, a lot of work in there for the Cat S22. So talking about Cat S22, sent by Mega Life. There is this phone called the Mega Life phone, which is made for the kind of like kosher community. And they revamped the Cat S22 and installed Android 13. They put real Android, not Android Go. Good project. I have it. I am going to make an update on it. They have been updating it faithfully as well. Excited about their continual support. And you can get, this one is like basic plus media plus drive plus medical apps. Essentially has some of the basic apps that you need, and not everything, kind of like what's available. Let's see if I can find, here it is. So the Mega Life apps has Google Contacts, Google Messages, Massages, Google Massages. That's a typo if I've seen one. Okay, well, I'm gonna send them some feedback. They should they should definitely look into it. So they have Google Calendar, They have a few apps for the kosher community, but they have banking apps. They have Capital One, TD Bank, Amex. They have WhatsApp. They have Gmail. They have Outlook. They have Uber. They have Lyft, Waze, the X-Strip for diabetes, Android Auto. So they have essentially customized this device to be distraction-free, but a better version of the keys and the software. So quite interesting for the Cat S22. That's something if you don't have one. This is kind of like a revamped version. And the XDA developers right here would be for installing LineageOS. So make sure to check that out in the link that I put in the thing right there. Okay, cool. Sorry, keeping it real. Can't trade it with you. If I come across another Xiaomi F21, I'll trade it with you, but not at the moment. Just check in with me to see if I come across one. Sometimes people send me stuff, and you know it happens. All right. Oh, okay, Ana Maria. Sorry, you just kind of updated me. It uses 3G, 3.5G. Yes, for now, but check in with your carrier to see whenever it's going to be shut down, because that may happen. So just FYI. Let's see. That's a funny comment. Do we have any QWERTY device that supports WhatsApp and Gmail? Right now, the Titan, Unihertz Titan 2 is the best one. But Titan 2, this is the one. This is a QWERTY device, Gmail and WhatsApp, but you also have distractions. So I don't know if you want that. Up to you. On the dumb side of things, so like basic side of things, we don't have anything right now. But hopefully in the future we'll have those. Minimal phone, I guess that could be because it is e-ink, so it is less distracting. So maybe that's helpful for you, KN8U. Yes, Light, much love Light. Yes, there was an update. We just talked about it, about the silent text messages. Very important. I actually love that update because every time I was in the middle of a call, I will hear somebody text me and I will hear the beep or whatever, and it will be like right in my ear. And now I have it silent, and it's perfect because it's silent, so it's great. Let's see what else. What network does the Hit K1 run on? Interested in this phone. What phone would you recommend if I only wanted call and text with a QWERTY keyboard? Good question. Okay, so let's go to the Dumbphone Finder. So you're looking for something quite niche. Let me just start there. So we're going to look for calls and texts. So we want something that is probably in the Dumbphone lifestyle change things, or in the feature phone area. So we're not gonna restrict it too much. We're gonna look in the 4-star and 5-star, and then we're going to look for the QWERTY keyboard, which is the first thing that you're going to say. So you want it to have a physical QWERTY keyboard. And right now, the only device that fits your kind of conditions is the Keyphone, but that's about $399. So that's restricted. It's calls and text only. It doesn't do extra things here and there. While it is true that this device has a QWERTY keyboard, as I have spoken in the past, unless you have small hands, this device has very small keys, and it's good. I mean, it's good. It's a good device. I'm not. Well, okay, all right. I have no idea what's going on here. Keyphone. Okay, I have no idea why my DNS is acting up. So this device is good. I've been testing it with the software. I like it. It's pretty fast, pretty snappy. Right there. It's a pretty snappy device, and I'm sorry if you can't. It's kind of small, so you won't be able to see it. But it's pretty snappy. It's pretty nice to use. And I like it, but it's a little bit expensive. Now, if you take out the QWERTY keyboard from your criteria. Like you're like, okay, well, maybe we can have something in the middle and whatnot, but still support it. Let's look for a flip phone, something basic. flip phone, slider, or candy bar. Now we get into this conversation. And depending on your needs, you can use some of these devices. Let's say you're in America, you need T-Mobile. So we start with the LG Classic, a very, very good device. Mindful phone. Oh, update on the Mindful phone. They are releasing a new version. It's called the Mindful Phone 2. JTech forums. I saw this on one of these forums that keeps tabs with some of these devices. Join the forum. Let me find it. We just had an image. We don't really have like a actual preview, so this is how it looks. It apparently looks a little bit better than this. This was just kind of like a first sample. This could be also another option. It's quite large of a screen personally, but they block a lot of the distracting apps. So, and somebody posted the beta stuff right here. As you see right there, it's Mind Phone 2 Pro beta, but it's going to cost $379. And again, it's quite expensive. The original version still there, and it's restricted, and it's pretty basic, and it's pretty good. I think it's actually pretty good. And I think it's about Mind Phone. It's about, oh, they discontinued it, I guess. So you cannot find it anymore. But it was $199. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. When they had it. So yeah, I guess they're going to release the Mind Phone 2 very soon. And the Mind Phone 1 is going out of commission. I'll have to take this off in the next next month, whenever it's over. You have the Nokia 225, a pretty decent device. It's pretty basic for phone calls and text messages. If I had to give you just 3 picks, I'll give you something cheap. So first, I will say Nokia 2780, pretty basic, pretty easy for phone calls and text messages. LG Classic, that's another one. If you can find it unlocked in a decent price, this is pretty good. And then the last one is the TCL Flip 2. So TCL Flip 2 is probably my next thing. If you want to spend a little bit more, the Wonder Phone has been very good. And the Sunbeam F1 also very good. So those two are, if you want to spend a little bit more. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, Nokia 2780 does the trick. LG Classic does the trick. TCL Flip 2 does the trick. So there you go. All right, next one. And the QWERTY keyboard Keyphone. The Hit K1, this is the other part of your question. Sorry, Alisa. So the Hit K1 works with, it also works with AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. So it works with the three different main providers. So yeah. Maps navigation, very appropriate for the question. Very appropriate username for the question. Who is the map data provider for the Lightphone 3? It is Here Maps. Here Maps is the data provider for the Lightphone 3. Dun, dun, dun. Rena Foros, what happened to the Jelly Stars, the work phone? I used it for a long time. Good question, but essentially what happened was it just kind of started to become, like the lack of updates, the lack of like care that the company had. I had a few bugs, and I was just like, oh, man, like let me shuffle it up a little bit. And then I got the minimal phone at that time, and I started testing it out, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good. The e-ink, I like it. E-ink is definitely better than LCD for me. So that's what I did, and I kind of stuck with it. So that's what happened. Nothing crazy. But now that the Jelly Star may get Android 16, that's pretty good support, and hopefully they get better updates. If they do, awesome. If they don't, I'll keep my minimal phone or other devices. So yeah. Piece 6. Alexander says, you think it's a good idea to buy Chin in the EU, to buy Chin Dumbphone in the EU. Yeah. As long as you also install Dumbdroid, I highly think that's a good idea. yeah, so I think it's a good idea, but install Dumbdroid on it and ask how to do it. I think it's going to be very helpful. All right. Next question. Am I high, or did flip phones back in the like 2006-ish cost practically nothing? Now they're seemingly downgraded, and when you compare them and cost as much as a cheap smartphone, what happened? Good question. The basic answer is supply and demand. You know, less people buy them. They're more of a niche product. But you also may be misremembering how much they cost in the early beginnings. So yes, in 2006, they were quite affordable. However, afterward, they became really expensive. But before that, they were really expensive, and then they became a little bit more expensive because they were niche devices. So that's essentially what happened. Keeping it real, any e-ink Androids that you're interested in that are coming out? Nothing that is really like, I mean, I've been looking into the Palma. So somebody got books Palma Pro 2 cellular update. There was a mobile data update. So the new update, there was a new update. I think it was on Reddit. There it is. 2 months ago. Everything works, incoming, outgoing. This person's in Japan, of course, but essentially they allowed, or there was an update for the books Palma Pro that allowed the SIM card slot to not only be used by data, but also by calls and SMS. And some people have found success. So I think I'm excited about that possibility. Hopefully in the future we get better options. But as of now, it is what it is. So, yeah. All right. Peace says, Jose, do you think the guys from Dumbdroid will ever be open to sell the F21 Pro with the software? I think so. I mean, honestly, I will contact them and I would say like, hey, I will contact them and say like, hey, I'll be really interested in purchasing from you a shipment of Chin F21 Pros with the Dumbdroid software. Can you help me out with this? And I think they will be willing. I don't think they will not be willing. I think they'll be willing to look at if it makes sense. Yeah, and continue asking them. And like maybe I'll drop a note to the developer and say like, hey, look, some people are interested, but they like that hardware better. Maybe if it's Chin F22, because F21 is a little older now, but it's just better. So yeah. Chill and Connect says, I'm very interested in the Clicks Communicator. I know there's debates as to whether it can be a Dumbphone or not. Yeah, me too. Like at the end of the day, you have to do what works for you. And this is what I tell a lot of people. A simple device, like the singular device, will not make the full change. You have to do it as well. As I talk about in my newsletter, Moving Offline, you can sign up to my newsletter. It comes on your email, or you can also read it here. And I have talked about it time and time again. Smartphones are definitely exploitative and they're not helpful for you, but you need to find what's a good middle ground for you. You need to find what works with your lifestyle and what's going to be better for you, and not be conformed by, hey, this is what people want, this is what my friends want, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Just do what's best for you and things will get sorted out. If something that you're doing is not working, then find something else. Like this is why I tell people, like, go get a very cheap flip phone. Try it out. If it works, great. That's it. That's all you need. If it doesn't, keep iterating, keep thinking about what you're going to do. So, yeah. Okay. Final questions. Make sure to put them there. We're going to finish in probably about 10 minutes. So just FYI. We've been here for 2 hours, so, next one is, anyone know if the F22 Pro is getting US release or the US bands made available to put on like the F21 Pro? No, not happening. The issue is that nobody has developed that unlockability for the modem on the US market. So you will have to contact the company and do that yourself. And it's a pretty expensive process. So it's not happening anytime soon. Just an FYI. More info on the Mudita Kompakt. Yes. Well, number one, first of all, obligatory mention, go to their forum.mudita.com. They have conversations here about what's going on with the Mudita and what are some of the updates happening, et cetera, et cetera. There's some healthy conversation happening here, and some complaints and, things that people are trying to do better. So that is something. But another thing is I spoke with them at a I spoke with them at CES, and they had they have this idea, coming for the future, about a few enhancements. Let's put it like that. There's going to be a few enhancements for the there's going to be a few enhancements for the Mudita Kompakt and the future projects that they're working on. So, yeah. I mean, it's excellent. If you have one, they're going to continue updating the device. I still have one for those purposes to make sure that you stay updated and make videos and updates on that. But again, you also have some of that stuff coming, future projects that they may be looking into. And if you want to participate more closely and kind of like refining some of the things that they're thinking about, I recommend that you sign up for their forum and check in every so often. They have those polls. It's just like, hey, we're thinking of developing something in the future, right? We want to give you priority, the community, in telling us what's important or not. So yeah. Last question from Ana Maria says, what do you think of using any of the BlackBerry Key series phones as a main phone in 2026? Is a good choice. If you can use it in your country, not a bad thing. I would recommend probably something like the BlackBerry Classic or something along those lines for BlackBerries. If you can use it in your country, 100%. Yeah, go for it. I think it's going to be good. I want to close with these two projects. We talk about the Mecha Comet, but there's also this project called the Basic Phone by Bouchard Industries. They are a small company that's looking into developing something similar to the minimal phone, pretty similar if you look at it, but it's going to be based on Linux as of right now. So that is something to keep in mind, and I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. It probably could go either way. It may not happen. But it's something that kind of complements the whole Mecha Comet thing. Oh, another one of you bought the Mecha Comet. No, I don't know. But it's just kind of like a Linux project, right? And hopefully this Linux project also takes, kind of like includes key missing features on current Dumbphones and more privacy, no way to install new apps, your discipline won't be tested, yada, yada, yada. That's okay. We'll see how true all of that is. But it's interesting to see this development and small development in the world of Dumbphones that people are resisting. I'm actually preparing a newsletter right now. The name of the newsletter is Social Media Companies Are Scared. And I am so excited to publish that. It's just a very simple newsletter showcasing some of the latest research and some of the latest lawsuits that are happening in the social media space. Companies are paying big money right now into all of this because they're scared. They're scared that people are stepping away, and we are stepping away. We still have engagement with the world. There's nothing wrong with that, with the digital world, but we are doing it in such a way that it retrieves our agency and our ability to do what we want. And I'm excited about that nexus. I'm excited about what that means for many of you. And I'm excited to see more and more people regaining their agency and their life. So, again, so super excited for all of you. If you have any questions, if you have any of the extra things, if you have any other things and you're watching afterwards, make sure to put comments in the comments below, and I'll be interacting with you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. I'll be sending the winners. Please make sure to contact me, by the way. We had 4 winners. So make sure to send me a email with your address, thedumbphonesshow@gmail.com. Just make sure to send me something there so that I can interact with you all. And I will be compiling all the links and putting better timestamps in just a second so that you guys have better organization for this live stream and for all the news that we have talked about. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. And we'll continue interacting. And hopefully you get to continue living your life offline.